Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to my channel. Hello, fellow enthusiasts. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of Michelin. Michelin, full name, is a French multinational tire manufacturing company based in Clermont-Ferrand in the Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes region of France. It is the second largest tire manufacturer in the world behind Bridgestone and larger than both Goodyear and Continental. In addition to the Michelin brand, it also owns the Kléber Tire Company, Uniroyal-Goodrich Tire Company, SASCAR, Bookatable and Camso brands. Michelin is also notable for its red and green travel guides, its roadmaps, the Michelin stars that the Red Guide awards to restaurants for their cooking, and for its company mascot Bibendum, colloquially known as the Michelin Man, who is a humanoid consisting of tires. Michelin's numerous inventions include the removable tire, the pluriel, a tire for rubber-tired metros, and the radial tire. Michelin manufactures tires for space shuttles, aircraft, automobiles, heavy equipment, motorcycles, and bicycles. In 2012, the group produced 166 million tires at 69 facilities located in 18 countries. Get ready to immerse yourself in the world of history as we examine its impact and relevance. A brighter thumb by demonstration of the Michelin car train with rubber tires in the Netherlands in 1932. In 1889, two brothers, Edouard Michelin and Michelin, ran a farm implement business in Clermont-Ferrand, France. One day, a cyclist whose pneumatic tire needed repair turned up at the factory. The tire was glued to the rim, and it took over 3 hours to remove and repair the tire, which then needed to be left overnight to dry. The next day, Edouard Michelin took the repaired bicycle into the factory yard to test. After only a few hundred meters, the tire failed. Despite the setback, Edouard was enthusiastic about the pneumatic tire, and he and his brother worked on creating their own version, one that did not need to be glued to the rim. Michelin was incorporated on 28 May 1889. In 1891, Michelin took out its first patent for a removable pneumatic tire, which was used by Charles Tarrant to win the world's first long-distance cycle race, the 1891 Paris-Brest-Paris. In the years and years, Michelin operated large rubber plantations in Vietnam. Conditions at these plantations led to the famous labor movement Phu Rien Du. In 1934, Michelin introduced a tire which, if punctured, would run on a special foam lining, a design now known as a run-flat tire self-supporting type. Michelin developed and patented a key innovation in tire history, the 1946 radial tire, and successfully exploited this technological innovation to become one of the world's leading tire manufacturers. The radial was initially marketed as the X tire. It was developed with the front-wheel drive Citroën Traction Avant and Citroën X in mind. Michelin had bought the then-bankrupt Citroën in the years. Because of its superiority in handling and fuel economy, use of this tire quickly spread throughout Europe and Asia. In the US, the outdated bi-ply tire persisted, with a market share of 87% in 1967. In 1966, Michelin partnered with Sears to produce radial tires under the Allstate brand and was selling 1 million units annually by 1970. In 1968, Michelin opened its first North American sales office and was able to grow that market for its products rapidly. By 1989, the company had a 10% market share for OEM tires purchased by American automobile makers. Also in 1968, Consumer Reports, an influential American magazine, acknowledged the superiority of the radial construction, setting off a rapid decline in Michelin's competitor technology. In the US, the radial tire now has a market share of 100%. In addition to the private label and replacement tire market, Michelin scored an early OEM tire win in North America when it received the contract for the 1970 Continental Mark III, the first American car with radial tires fitted as standard. In 1989, Michelin acquired the recently merged tire and rubber manufacturing divisions of the American firms Goodyear-Goodrich Company founded in 1870 and Uniroyal, Inc., founded in 1892 as the United States Rubber Company from Clayton, Dubilier and Rice. Uniroyal Australia had already been bought by Bridgestone in 1980. This purchase included the Norwood, North Carolina manufacturing plant which supplied tires to the U.S. Space Shuttle program. As of 1 September 2008, Michelin is again the world's largest tire manufacturer after spending 2 years as number 2 behind Bridgestone. Michelin produces tires in France, Serbia, Poland, Spain, Germany, the US, the UK, Canada, Brazil, Thailand, Japan, India, Italy and several other countries. On 15 January 2010, Michelin announced the closing of its Ota, Japan plant, which employs 380 workers and makes the Michelin X-Ice tire. Production of the X-Ice will be moved to Europe, North America, and elsewhere in Asia. In 2019, Michelin announced that plants in Germany and France are to be closed soon. Michelin also controls 90% of Taurus tire in Hungary, as well as Cormoran, a Polish brand. In December 2018, Michelin acquired Camso, a manufacturer of off-the-road tires, tracks, and accessories for power sports, agriculture, material handling and construction markets. On 22 January 2019, it was announced that Michelin had acquired Indonesian manufacturer Multistrada Arsorna, which produces Achilles radial and Corsa tires. On 19 June that year, Michelin owns 99.64% of the share capital of Multistrada. Let's now enter the realm of MotoGP and discover the fascinating stories it has to tell. Michelin participated in MotoGP from 1972 to 2008. They introduced radial construction to MotoGP in 1984 and multi-compound tires in 1994. They achieved 360 victories in 36 years, and from 1993 to 2006, the World Championship had gone to a rider on Michelin's. In 2007, Casey Stoner on Bridgestone tires won the World Championship in dominating fashion, and Valentino Rossi and other top riders complained that Michelin's were inferior. Rossi wanted Bridgestones for the 2008 season, but Bridgestone was reluctant to provide them. Dorna threatened to impose a control tyre on the series, after which Bridgestone relented. In 2008, Michelin committed errors of judgment in allocating adequate tyres for some of the race weekends. Donny Pedrosa's team switched to Bridgestones in the midst of the season, a highly unusual move that caused friction between Honda Racing Corporation and their sponsor Repsol YPF. Other riders also expressed concerns, and it seemed that Michelin might not have any factory riders for the 2009 season, leading to rumors that Michelin would withdraw from the series altogether. Dorna and the FIM announced that a control tyre would be imposed on MotoGP for the 2009 season, and Michelin did not enter a bid, effectively ending its participation in the series at the end of 2008. Michelin returned to MotoGP in 2016 as the official tyre supplier after Bridgestone's withdrawal from the series at the end of 2015. Moving forward, we'll be taking a closer look at Formula One. Michelin first competed in the 1977 Formula One season, when Renault started the development of their turbocharged car. Michelin introduced radial tyre technology to Formula One and won the Formula One Drivers' Championship with Brabham and McLaren, before withdrawing at the end of 1984. The company returned to Formula One in 2001, supplying the Williams, Jaguar, Benetton renamed Renault in 2002, Prost and Minardi teams. Toyota joined in 2002 with Michelin tires, and McLaren also signed up with the company. Michelin tires were initially uncompetitive, but by the 2005 season were dominant. This was partly because the new regulations stated that tires must last the whole race distance and qualifying, and partly because only one top team, Ferrari, was running Bridgestones, and so had to do much of the development work. Michelin, in contrast, had much more testing and race data provided by the larger number of teams running their tires. Following the debacle of the 2005 United States Grand Prix, where, because of safety concerns, Michelin would not allow the teams it supplied to race, Michelin's share price fell by 2.5%, though it recovered later the same day. On 28 June, Michelin announced that it would offer compensation to all race fans who had bought tickets for the Grand Prix. The company committed to refunding the price of all tickets for the race. Additionally, it announced that it would provide 20,000 complimentary tickets for the 2006 race to spectators who had attended the 2005 event. Michelin has had a difficult relationship with the sports governing body, the FIA, since around 2003, and this escalated to apparent disdain between the two parties during the 2005 season. The most high-profile disagreement was at the United States Grand Prix and the acrimony afterwards. Michelin criticized the FIA's intention to move to a single source, i.e. one brand tire, from 2008 and threatened to withdraw from the sport. In a public rebuke, FIA President Max Mosley wrote, "There are simple arguments for a single tire, and if he is not aware of this, he shows an almost comical lack of knowledge of modern Formula One." Another bone of contention has been the reintroduction of tire changes during pit stops from 2006. Michelin criticized the move, claiming this event illustrates problems of incoherent decision-making and lack of transparency. In December 2005, and as a result of the difficult relationship with the sports governing body, Michelin announced that it would not extend its involvement in Formula One beyond the 2006 season. Bridgestone was then the sole supplier of tires to Formula One until the end of the 2010 season, with Pirelli providing tires for 2011. The last race won on Michelin tires in Formula One was the 2006 Japanese Grand Prix. Fernando Alonso benefited after the Ferrari engine of Michael Schumacher failed during the race. This gave Michelin a second consecutive Constructors' Championship win, with the 2005 and 2006, after Bridgestone's 7-year winning streak, and brought to a total of 4 the number of titles for Michelin since this championship's inception back in the 1958 Formula One season. Michelin's other titles were in the 1979 and 1984 seasons. Now, let's shift our focus to endurance racing and embark on an intellectual exploration of its various dimensions. Michelin is involved in endurance races such as the 24 Hours of Le Mans and the American Le Mans series. Involvement in Le Mans began with supplying tires for the winner of the inaugural 1923 24 Hours of Le Mans, as well as 9 others of the 33 entrants. In 2009, Michelin supplied tires for 41 of the 55 cars that entered in Le Mans. In 2016, they provided tires to the Audi, Porsche and Toyota teams, as well as the AF Corse, BMW, Corvette, Ford Ganassi, Porsche and Risi teams in GT Pro GT/LM. Beginning in 2019, Michelin will replace Continental as the official tire of the WeatherTech Sportscar Championship. Along with supplying tires for IMSA's top 3 series, the partnership includes naming rights for the Sportscar Challenge Series and the North American Endurance Cup. Michelin has also supplied tires in the European Le Mans series. They have been the exclusive supplier of the Lump class since 2015. Now, let's shift our focus to rallying and embark on an intellectual exploration of its various dimensions. In the World Rally Championship, Michelin has been the supplier of the Audi, Citroën, Ford, Lancia, Mitsubishi, Peugeot, Toyota and Volkswagen factory teams. Michelin Group brand Goodrich represented the brand in 2006 and 2007. The company was absent from 2008 to 2010, when Pirelli was signed as the official supplier, after which they returned to the series as an official supplier from 2011-2020 until Pirelli won the tender to once again become an official supplier from 2021 onwards. Let's now shift gears and explore recent developments through a critical lens, uncovering its strengths and weaknesses. Hacks System Twill X1 Agri-BSE technology. Michelin employs specific tread construction that uses spiral-wrapped nylon strips. The strips are applied in the tread area above steel belts in order to oppose centripetal force, in order to avoid tire distortion at high speeds. Overgrip technology. This is a patented safety technology that allows combining tread groove design. This way, it does not just wear down, but evolves due to high traction tread compound, which makes driving safer on snowy and wet roads. Zero pressure technology means a reinforced sidewall that is designed to continue supporting the vehicle's weight even when air pressure is lost. The technology allows driving at speeds between 50 and 55 miles per hour for some time. As we enter this new phase, let's analyze active wheel from different angles and evaluate its significance. Active wheel from Michelin includes in-wheel electric motors and a motorized suspension to free up space in the front or rear of the vehicle. This model also eliminates the need for other notorious space hogs like transmissions and exhaust systems. The wheels already have a vehicle ready to receive them. The Hulis will from Opel and are also expected to come standard on the Venturi Volage sometime in 2012. The project was interrupted in 2014. Moving on to the next segment, we have Tyre Retailer. Tyre Retail in Europe with Euromester and in the US with its wholly owned subsidiary TCI Tire Centers. Without wasting any more time, let's jump into the fascinating world of tour guides. Michelin has long published two guidebook series, the Red Guides for hotels and restaurants, and the Green Guides for tourism. It now publishes several additional guides, as well as digital maps and guide products. The city maps in both the Red and the Green Guides are of high quality, and are linked to the smaller scale road maps. Now, let's shift our perspective and explore maps from a different angle. Michelin publishes a variety of road maps, mostly of France but also of other European countries in Africa, Thailand and the United States. They have recently embarked on e-commerce selling Michelin maps and guides directly to the public through, for example, their UK website. The Michelin road maps were reproduced in England for the Allied invasion during World War II. The Germans also reproduced the 1940-1938 edition of Michelin maps for the invasion. As we transition to the next segment, let's unravel the mysteries surrounding online mapping and gain a fresh perspective. Via Michelin is a wholly owned subsidiary of Michelin Group and was started in 2001 to represent Michelin's digital mapping services. As of August 2008, Via Michelin generates 400 million maps and routes per month on its main website. Via Michelin provides mapping for internet, mobile and satellite navigation products with street-level coverage of Europe, USA, Australia, and parts of Asia and South America. In this section, we'll be deep diving into Michelin Challenge by Bibendum Movens since 2017, unraveling its complexities and uncovering valuable insights. Michelin Challenge by Bibendum Movens since 2017. The Michelin Challenge by Bibendum is a major sustainable mobility event. In the upcoming section, we'll be dissecting Michelin truck and bus and exploring its intricate connections to our topic. In 1952, 6 years after Michelin patented its radial casing, Michelin adapted the radial technology to truck tires. In this section, we'll be deep diving into management, unraveling its complexities and uncovering valuable insights. From 1999, the company was headed by CEO Edouard Michelin. On 26 May 2006, Edouard drowned while fishing near the island of Seine, off the coast of Brittany. His death brought Michel Rollier, a second cousin of Edouard Michelin, to the head of the company. Rollier was replaced in May 2012 by Jean-Dominique Senard. In 2018, Jean-Dominique Senard announced he would not seek re-election at the shareholders' meeting in 2019. As a result, the shareholders elected Florent Meneda to succeed Senard starting in 2019. The company also has its headquarters in Greenville, South Carolina, United States as Michelin North America. They first manufactured in the city in 1975 before opening up their headquarters a decade later. Let's now shift our focus to corporate governance and explore the ways in which it shapes our perspective. Corporate governance consists of two managers and executive committee as follows: Eric Philippe Vinus, Executive Vice President, Research and Development; Lorraine Frieger, Executive Vice President, Distribution, Services and Solutions, Strategy, Innovation and Partnerships; Yves Chappet, General Manager and Chief Financial Officer; Adeline Chalin-Kemoun, Executive Vice President, Engagement and Brands; Jean Todd-Patz, Executive Vice President, Personnel; Benedict de Bonicos, Executive Vice President, Urban and Long Distance Transportation and European Regions; Pierre-Louis Dubourdi, Executive Vice President, Manufacturing; Florent Meneda, Managing Chairman; Scott Clark, Executive Vice President, Automotive, Motorsports, Experiences and Americas Regions; Serge Laffin, Executive Vice President, Specialties and Africa, India, Middle East, China, East Asia and Australia Regions; Maud Portagliati, Executive Vice President, High-Tech Materials. Leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this video.